No one had ever wielded all three and lived. No one could contain their power, control. Well, Nesta's not anyone. Nesta's eyes blazed with silver fire behind the mask, and Cassian knew the being that looked out was neither fey nor human nor anything that walked the lands of this world. She began moving toward the bed, and Rhys surged for her. Rhys, stop it. Stop it. She's trying to help. Nesta held up a hand, and Rhys went still. As still as Cassian had gone under the Crown's control. Farrah's chest lifted, a death rattle whispering from her white lips, and Cassian could do nothing but watch as Nesta's fingers, still bloody and filthy from the right, drifted to the final string of the harp, the 26th string, and plucked it. This is not the time for a 26 interdimensional travel right now, Nesta. What is that? Oh my god. Okay, she's troving so hard right now. It was time. The 26th string on the harp was time itself, and Nesta stopped it as Farrah took her last breath. Whoa, this seems like something that's going to cross over into Crescent City territory. Oh Lord, there was a fire. Lanthus had said too much, that even death had bowed to the final string. The time was of no consequence to the harp. The string had made no sound as Nesta plucked it, only robbed the world of it. And the death that Nesta felt around her sister, around Rhys, and around the babe in Moore's arms, she bade the mask to halt that too. Hold it at bay. In the beginning, and in the end, there was darkness, and nothing more. A soft, familiar voice whispered the words as they had been whispered to her long ago, as it had warned her in Urid's darkness. A lovely, kind female voice, sage and warm, which had been waiting for her all this time. The room was a tableau of frozen movement, of shocked and horrified faces twisted toward her, toward Farrah and all that blood. Guys, the book is about to end. Nesta walked through it. Past Rhys's screaming, straining body, his face, the portrait of despair and terror and pain, past grave-faced Azrael, past Cassian gritting his teeth as he held Rhys back, past Amryn, whose gray eyes were fixed on where Nesta had been, pure dread and something like awe in her face, past Moore and that too small bundle in her arm, Elaine at her side, frozen in her crying. Nesta walked through it all, through time to her sister. Do you see how it might be? The soft female voice whispered, staring out through her eyes. What you might do? I feel nothing, Nesta said silently. It's the mother. Troving. Man, here we go. Alright, okay. I feel nothing, Nesta said silently. Only the sight of Farrah on death's threshold kept her from forgetting why she was here, what she needed to do. Is that not what you wanted, to feel nothing? I thought that was what I wanted. Nesta surveyed the people around her, her sisters, Cassian, who had been willing to plunge a dagger into his heart rather than harm her, but no longer. When the female voice didn't press her, Nesta went on. I want to feel everything. I want to embrace it with my whole heart. Even the things that hurt and hunt you? Only curiosity laced the question. Nesta allowed herself a breath to ponder it, stilling her mind once more. We need those things in order to appreciate the good. Some days might be more difficult than others, but I want to experience all of it. Live through all of it. With them. Oh my god. The wise, soft voice whispered, So live, Nesta Archer. Why is this part getting me? Nesta needed nothing more as she shook her sister's limp hand that knelt upon the floor, set down the harp beside her, its silent notes still reverberating, holding time firm in its grasp. Oh, the mothering is mothering so hard right now. She didn't know what she could offer beyond this. Stroking Farrah's cold hand, Nesta spoke into the timeless frozen room. You loved me when no one else would. You never stopped. Even when I didn't deserve it, you loved me, and fought for me, and Nesta looked at Farrah's face, death a breath away from claiming it. She didn't stop the tears that ran down her cheeks as she squeezed Farrah's slender hand tighter. I love you, Farrah. She had never said the words aloud to anyone. Well, good. Now's, I guess, as good a time as anyone. She can't hear you. And when the harp's final string wavered like a whisper of thunder on the air, Nesta covered Farrah's body with her own. Time would resume soon. She did not have much longer. She reached inward toward the power that had made deathless monsters tremble and wicked kings fall to their knees, but she didn't know how to use it. Death flowed through her veins, yet she did not have the knowledge to master it. One wrong move, one mistake, and Farrah would be lost. So Nesta held her sister tightly with time halted around them, and she whispered, If you show me how to save her, you can have it back. Ooh. Okay. The world paused. Paused even harder? Worlds beyond their own paused. Nesta they felt that one in Crescent City. Nesta buried her face in the cold sweat of Farah's neck. She opened that place within herself and said to the mother to the cauldron, I'll give back what I took from you. Just show me how to save them. Her and Rhysand and the baby. Rhysand, her brother. That's what he was, wasn't he? Her brother who had offered her kindness, even when she knew he wanted to throttle her. Well, that's what a brother does. And she, him, and the baby, and her nephew, blood of her blood, she would save them. Save them even if it took everything. Show me, she pleaded. No one answered. The harp stopped its echoing. As time resumed, noise and movement roaring into the room, Nesta whispered to the cauldron, her promise rising above the din, I'll give it all back. And a soft, invisible hand brushed her cheek in answer. Oh my god, okay. Yeah, chills like the entire time. Oh my god. She does know how to write. Oh my god, she saves it all for the last 100 pages when she's trying to ruin me. Cassian blinked and Nesta had gone from one side of the room to the bed. He plucked the harp and now lay half atop Farah, whispering. No silver burned in her eyes, not a cold ember, no sign of the being who'd peered out through her stare either. Rhys lunged against his hold, but Amren stepped to their side and hissed, Listen. Whew. Nesta whispered, I'll give it all back. Her shoulders heaved as she wept. Rhys began shaking his head, his power a palpable, rising wave that could destroy them all, destroy the world if it meant Farah was no longer in it, even if he only had seconds to live beyond her. But Amren grabbed the nape of his neck, her red nails dug into his golden skin. Look at the light! Iridescent light began flowing from Nesta's body into Farah. Oh, okay. Nesta kept holding her sister. I give it back, I give it back, I give it back. Even Rhys stopped fighting. No one moved. The light glimmered down Farah's arms, her legs. It suffused her ashen face, began to fill the room. Never read that word out loud. Cassian's siphons guttered, as if sensing a power far beyond his own, beyond any of theirs. Tendrils of light drifted between the sisters, and one, delicate and loving, floated toward more, to the bundle in her arms, setting the silent babe within glowing bright as the sun. And Nesta kept whispering, I give it back, I give it all back. The iridescence filled her. I can't even read right now. I'm gonna have to take a breather here in a second and just process this. Yeah, how did Elaine not see this coming? Let's give it back. Iridescence filled her, filled Farah, filled the bundle arms, lighting his friend's face so the shock on it was etched in stark relief. I give it back, Nesta said, one more time, and mask and crown tumbled from her head. The light exploded, blinding and warm, a wind sweeping past them as if gathering every shard of itself out of the room. Yeah, that's probably it, Erica. Alright, here we go. And as it faded, dark ink splashed upon Nesta's back, visible through her half-shredded shirt, as if it were a wave crashing upon the shore, a bargain, with the cauldron itself. That is not a tattoo you want. Thank you, Casual. Yet Cassian could have sworn Luminescent's gentle hand prevented the light from leaving her body altogether. Cassian didn't fight Rhys this time as he raced to the bed, to where Farah lay, flush with color, no more blood spilling between her legs. Farah opened her eyes. She blinked at Rhys and then turned to Nesta. I love you too, Farah whispered to... Oh, she did hear it! I love you too, Farah whispered to her sister and smiled. Nesta didn't stop her sob as she launched herself onto Farah and embraced her. But the gesture was short-lived, hardly the length of a blink before a healthy wail went up from the other side of the room and more stammered, weeping, and the babe she brought to the bed was not the small, still thing she'd been holding, but a full-term winged boy. His thick cap of dark hair lay plastered to his head as he mewed for his mother. You guys. Hold on. I have a visitor. What up, Stinky? Remy, come here. Maybe I don't. He's just whining by the front door. That's what I'm worried about, honestly. Okay. Unless. 8:22? No, nobody's here. 8:45. Oh, Michaela's home. There we go. Okay. He's my stinky guy. Alright, here we go. was I? Joshua sure lived. Okay, baby's yelling. More stammered, weeping, and the babe she brought to the bed was not the small, still thing she'd been holding, but a full-term winged boy. His thick cap of dark hair lay plastered to his head as he mewed for his mother. Bear began sobbing then too, taking her son for more. I was going to say you're not supposed to shake him. Hardly noticing Maja suddenly leaning between her legs, inspecting what was there. The healing. If I didn't know any better, I'd say he developed an Illyrian's anatomy. The healer muttered, but no one was listening. Not as Reese put his arm around Farah, and together they peered at the boy, their son. Together they wept and laughed, and when Maja said, "Let him feed," Farah obeyed, wonder in her eyes as she brought him to her breast, now swollen with milk. Whoa, that was fast. But Reese... Michaela! Yeah? I'm finishing the book. Whoa. It's going off right now. Oh my gosh, you guys. Here we go. But Reese watched in awe for all of a moment before he whirled to Nesta, who slid off the bed and now stood beside the mask. Behind her, the crown and the harp lay strewn on the floor. Cassian held his breath as the two of them surveyed each other. Then Reese fell to his knees and took Nesta's hand in his, pressing his mouth to her fingers. "Thank you," he wept, head bowed. Cassian knew it wasn't in gratitude for Reese's own life that he knelt upon the sacred tattoos inked upon his knees. Nesta dropped to the carpet, lifted Reese's face in her hands, studied what lay in it. Then she threw her arms around the High Lord of the Night Court and held him tightly. Oh my God. Oh my God. This book's got me going complete fetal position right now. I'm just going to plow right ahead. Chapter 78, let's go. Gwen and Emery were waiting in one of the parlors overlooking the river, healed but still in their torn, bloody clothes. Steam curled off the cups set on the low table before them. Oh, they're about to get their roses for being the top dogs. Emery said thickly as Nesta stopped before her their couch. 2 wraiths brought us some tea. Half wraiths, actually. Yeah, he bowed. Yeah, that was a deserved one. But Gwen cut her off, face blazing as she hissed at Nesta, "I should never forgive you." Nesta just leaped onto the couch, hugging Gwen tightly. She reached out an arm for Emery, who joined their embrace. "We can talk forgiveness another day," Nesta said through her tears, settling between them. "You won the entire damn thing. Thanks to you," Emery said. "I got a crown of my own, don't worry," Nesta said, even as she knew Moore was now winnowing all 3 objects of the trove back to the place Nesta had taken them from. She'd summoned them, working around Helian's spells. No spell could ever keep them from her. Braylon had spoken true about that. I know, I'm literally crouched up bathtub style right now. Oh man. Time is it's almost 9. Okay. Alright, okay, we got this. "Who healed you?" Nesta pulled back to survey them. "How are you even here?" "The stone," Emery explained, featured soft with wonder. "It healed every wound on us the moment it brought us out of the rite. We arrived here, of all places." 10 tiny dinies, thank you, Ankara. What up? "The stone," Emery explained, featured soft with wonder. "It healed every wound." Okay, read that. "I think it knew where we were needed most," Gwen said quietly, and Nesta smiled. Her smile faded, however, as she asked Emery, "Will your family punish you for what happened to Belius?" If they so much as thought about doing so, Nesta would pay them a little visit, with the mask, the harp, and the crown. I like how she can just will those wherever she needed. Which is why the trove should be kept far away from her. Emery shrugged a shoulder. "That's happened in the right. He fell in combat when one of his fellow warriors turned on him during the hike, up Ramiel's slopes. That's as much as they need to know." Her eyes twinkled. Nesta had a feeling that the truth of what had occurred on that mountain would remain only with them and the innermost circle of Pharaoh's court. Cassian had clearly been brought into the right against his will. Hopefully no one would ever challenge the fact. Gwen laughed hoarsely. "The Illyrians are going to be furious about our winning, you know. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it." It was the friendship bracelets. They just left and checking on the time while it was back. It's so funny. Oh my god, this is getting crazy right now. I mean, it's been crazy. Her eyes twinkled. Gwen laughed hoarsely. "The Illyrian, especially because I have no intention of being called Corinthian. I'm content with being a Valkyrie." "Oh, they'll be in hysterics for decades," Emery agreed, grinning. Nesta grinned back, slinging her arms around her friends again and sinking into the deep cushions of the couch. I can't wait to see it. Yeah, oh man, they just changed history. And for the first time, with these two friends beside her, with her mate waiting for her, it was true. Nesta couldn't wait to see the future that unfolded, all of it, even though she could just ask Elaine. The baby, whom Reese and Farrah named Nyx, oh that's a fun name, that's a really cool name, was as beautiful as anyone could ever dream a baby to be. Dark hair with blue eyes that already glowed with his father and mother's starlight, offsetting the light tan of his skin. Wow, that's a cool kid. I get detailed wedding, okay. What is that? Bariatric Queen? Welcome to the book club. Thank you for the follow. And then there were the tiny wings, which Cassian had never realized were so delicate, so perfect until he touched their velvet softness. The claws atop them would grow and much later, along with the ability to use the wings themselves. But he stared at the bundle in his arms, his heart full to bursting, and said to where Farrah and Reese sat on the bed, neatly remade with clean linens, "You have no idea how much trouble this one is going to get into." Farrah chuckled. "Those pretty eyes will be to blame, I'm sure." It's true. The only people I know with blue eyes get in a lot of trouble. Well, thank you, Casual. Reese, still rattled and pale, just smiled. The door opened and then Nesta was there, still in her torn, bloody, stolen clothes. She'd held the babe already, and Cassian's chest had swelled, aching to see her smiling down at Nyx. It's the little Saint Nyx. But now Nesta's eyes drifted to Cassian, and he saw the quiet request in them. He silently handed Nyx to Azrael, who winced at the transfer of this most delicate little creature to his scarred hands, and followed Nesta out the door, into the hall and down the stairs. They didn't speak until they stood on the back lawn of the house, overlooking the river once again, awakening in the spring sunshine. What she'd done both during the rite and after it, she'd filled them all in briefly. He knew there was more, but perhaps some things would always remain a secret between her and her friends, her sisters in arms. So Cassian asked, "Is your magic? The power's really gone?" The brisk spring wind whipped her golden brown hair across her face. "I gave it back to the cauldron, in exchange for the knowledge of how to save them." She swallowed. "But a little remains, I think. Something else. Someone else stopped the cauldron from taking all of it. And I made some changes of my own." What now? I know. Oh, wow. My goodness. You guys, please take a break on your fingers, please. Okay, so she just the mother. The only being who would see the sacrifice Nesta had made and gave a little back. Perhaps it was she who had peered out at them through the mask. What did you change? Nesta rested a hand on her abdomen. I changed myself a little too, so none of us will have to go through this again. For heart... Oh! Oh! Oh my god. Nesta's gonna have a baby with Cassian. I didn't even think about that. She would have to go through this again. Have a lovely night! Okay. She's got a new oh my god. Okay, alright, okay. Well, there's so much going on in the last couple chapters here. For a heartbeat, Cassian had no words. You're ready for a baby? Nesta barked. He's like, well, we were mates. I wasn't ready to be dad yet. Very true, Jesse. She wants you, yeah. Change bodies so she went for oh my gosh. Nesta barked a laugh. No, gods, no. No. I'll be drinking my contraceptive tea for a while yet. She laughed again, but I adjusted myself to match what the cauldron did for Farrah. For when the time is right. He couldn't tear himself from the quiet joy lighting her face. So he offered her a soft smile. Yes, when the time was right, they would start that journey together. But what Nesta had done today, what she'd given, you could have ruled the world with your power, he said carefully. I don't want to rule the world. Well, according to Tears for Fears, everybody wants to rule the world. Her eyes were unguarded in a way he had never seen. Mate, she had called him? What do you want? Cassian managed to ask, voice rasping. She smiled, and damn it if it wasn't the loveliest thing he'd ever seen. You. You've had me from the moment you met me. And she almost completely had him in that deleted chapter from Mist and Fury. She tucked a strand of hair behind her arched ear. I know. He brushed a kiss over her mouth, but Nesta said, I want a disgustingly ornate mating ceremony. Okay, alright, I get behind that. He laughed, pulling away. Really? Why not? Because I'll never hear the end of it from Azrael and more, or the Illyrians. Nesta considered. then pulled something out of her pocket. Cheese? No, a small biscuit. Okay, alright. She got biscuit pockets. They are in the same family. Swiped away from the tray in the birthing room. Then here, food. From me to you, my mate. That's the official ritual, isn't it? The sharing of food from one mate to another. He choked. These are my two options. A frilly mating ceremony or a stale biscuit? Oh my god. Something we're doing every night. Taking over the world. What are we doing tonight, brain? The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Taking over the world. It's Pinky. It's Pinky and the brain, 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 brain. He choked. These are my two options. A frilly mating ceremony or a stale biscuit. Her face filled with such true light it nearly stole the breath from him. Yes. So Cassian laughed again and folded her fingers around the pathetic biscuit. Leaning to whisper in her ear, "We'll make a coronation of it, Ness." "I already have a crown," she said. "I just want you." We got another chapter 55 coming. Make it good. Oh, welcome back, Kendra. She definitely has. She got a pocket biscuit. Not as stinky as pocket cheese, but... yes, Gwynreel, I'm into that. Oh, man, alright. His jaw tightened. Yes, they'd have to figure out what to do with the entire dread trove now that they possessed all three objects. How Nest had summoned it despite the spells Helion had placed on the other two. He'd think of that another day, along with the fact that she'd stopped time with the harp, and that she seemed to have some sort of connection or understanding with the mother. The mother! But Nesta smoothed his bunched brow as if she could see those worries there. Later, she promised. In the sequel. We'll deal with all that later, including the remaining queens, Cochet, and a still looming war. Later, he agreed, and she slid her arms around his neck. There was no more words after that, only the two of them, standing on the riverbank under the sun, letting its warmth seep through their bones. Nesta pulled away, whispering, "I love you." And it was all Cassian needed before kissing her again, the force of it more powerful and enduring than the cauldron itself. We only got 2 chapters left. Let's go.